O'Reilly and Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon channel. Andy O'Reilly, Dave Cackley. We had Friday off. What did you do with your extra time on Friday?
I was just alone, relaxing with my thoughts.
Really?
That's what I did. Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't do much.
I went to how do I describe it? It was like a resource fair for senior citizens.
Okay, I didn't realize you were one of those yet.
I'm not.
I thought you had a couple of decades.
I was the announcer. You'll find this class
gotcha.
in hallway B. You'll find this class in hallway A. Blah blah blah. So. Hey man.
Wait, what were you doing? Okay, you were at a senior citizens what?
It was like an informational seminar day for them.
Okay.
And the organizational group that put it together, Senior Resources, they called up. Hey, we could use an announcer for this thing to make announcements and point people in directions of seminars and blood pressure screenings and all that other kind of stuff. So I grabbed the mic and I made announcements, and that's what I did.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Hang on one second.
Yeah. Well. Oh.
Woo! Okay.
Can I imagine life not addicted to nasal spray? Yeah. I can.
No. When we get to be that age, and maybe we're at a home or something, and we're looking for activity, I can't imagine myself when I'm of the senior citizen age. If Max won't let me live in his basement, assuming he puts me in one of those homes that old people have to go to. I wonder if I'll want to do activities. I don't like doing a lot of things now as far as activities go. Like, I'm not into like ceramics or any kind of, I don't have any real hobbies. So I wonder what real old age is going to be like for me if I'll just nap, watch TV. I assume that's what I want. I assume that's what I'm going to want. I'm going to want my nice flat screen and a recliner and a mini fridge next to the recliner. And I don't know that I'll want to go anywhere.
Right.
Or do anything or hang out with anybody.
These weren't necessarily people that lived in an assisted living center.
Okay.
These were independent people who, like Best Buy was there to give people a hand with technology stuff. They had people there to talk about how not to get scammed. They had people there to talk about, get your balance checked, get your memory checked. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing the things older people do now that I can't imagine. Because I just have this view of old people, like when you get to be a certain age, you just don't do stuff anymore. And I'm starting to kind of rethink that, because I don't think I will be that. I think I'll just work until I die, which I'm fine with, because I don't think you or I are going to see any retirement funds coming. I think.
Oh, hell no.
I think that ship has long since sailed, and we will just keep grinding away. But who knows? Maybe. But I'd like to think, though, that if I do get to the age of the elderly, which I don't even know what that will be 20, 30, 40 years down the road. Will that be 100? Will we be living a different lifestyle when we're in our 90s? Because we'll maybe be healthier than previous generations. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though. There was one guy there who was I'm sitting there and I'm making my announcements, and he comes up and starts giving me the what for about his lunch. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, sir, I'm just announcing things. Could I find somebody for you that's in charge? Well, I want my lunch at 11 o'clock, and I better get this, and I better get that. And last year, it wasn't this way. We didn't have to do all this. They had it all down to and I'm like, hey, I'll get the lady for you. Hang on. Last year, we didn't have to walk all the way around this thing into the lunchroom. We didn't have to do so. And I'm going to tell you what, dude. He beat that horse until they closed the door. He was pissed off. Whoa, was he mad?
Look, I don't have the perspective of a really super old person, but I'd like to think I'm going to be a little more pleasant when I get older. I'm not going to be bitching and moaning and complaining.
Right.
Isn't that what we have millennials for?
That's your that's your phase right now.
That's the bitch sob. I don't bitch, sob, and complain about things at all. Life's good. And I'm poor. I'm 46, but I have a zest for life and a positive outlook. I know things are good. I
A
know I
zest
have
for
it good.
life.
I know just living in this country, I'm among the 1%ers. So I don't have a lot of this bitch, sob, and complain in me, and that's just my wiring. That's just an appreciation I have to be where I am. So I think we need a little more of it. I'm not saying people need to be like me by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying your outlook should be a little more positive than it is. And if when you're older, when you're getting a little closer to the end, I would like to think your attitude would be more of a let's try to be pleasant to people.
There you go.
Okay, let's
All right,
try to do
I'll
that.
tell you what,
We'll
Dalai
get you your
Lama.
pudding.
Why don't
We'll
you
get you your pudding, but just be pleasant.
why don't you take your Zen approach to life and give us some news?
Okay. All right, let's get into it. Lawyer for Stormy Daniels seriously considering a run for the White House. Michael Avenatti says he should be taken seriously as a Democratic candidate in 2020. In an interview with ABC News, Avenatti said he has spent his career standing up for working people. Why not? Let's get the porn star's attorney in here. Have him throw his hat into the ring. We got a reality show host, president, multi-billionaire. What? I don't have a problem with this. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Avenatti, I will guarantee you, he'll be like the young guy when it comes to the when they have the debates. You're gonna have a bunch of geriatrics and then the porn star's lawyer. Because what do you got? What do you got? You got Elizabeth Warren. You got Bernie Sanders, who's like 90. You're gonna have Joe Biden. Why not Avenatti? Who knows? Maybe Hillary will try to make another run. We don't know. I got no problem with this whatsoever. I think it's fun.
I got an idea.
Go ahead.
Let's not talk about elections for a while.
I like that. But I just thought this was interesting because it wasn't, I don't like to get into the Trump stuff anymore. It's just boring. And until a real story comes out, I don't want to get into it. But the idea of the porn star's lawyer saying, hey, you know what? This whole thing's a circus. Let me be part of the circus. I want to get in on this too. I think it's fun. Lesbian, this is an interesting study. Lesbian, gay, and bisexual, as well as transgender teens are at least twice as likely as their heterosexual peers to use illicit drugs. Nearly 15,000 students were surveyed. Cocaine, ecstasy, heroin, and meth are apparently on the rise among that group. It really shouldn't be, when you think about it, that's surprising when you look at that demographic and specifically that age group. I mean, you just went through, you're going through puberty, the whole adolescence thing, and you got the added thing of being either gay, which gay is not as big a thing anymore. I mean, it's pretty mainstream now, but the transgender thing is really kind of young people dealing with that. It's got to be a difficult thing, and they're really. That group is more open to experimentation anyway when you think about it. So it wouldn't be that shocking that you're experimenting with mind-altering substances. I mean, young people usually do that anyway.
I just
not
hate
necessarily
the
those
fact that
drugs.
They feel they have to self-medicate over those kind of things.
I don't know that it's just that they're necessarily self-medicating over being gay or transgender. I don't think necessarily it is. I think maybe for some it is, but I do think some are just open to experimentation. If you're, like I said, it goes back to wiring. If you're kind of wired that way, if you're wired to be, transgender or gay or whatever.
I think you're missing it. I do.
I don't know. I don't think you're necessary. It'd be interesting to get a psychologist discussing this because and neither one of us are obviously doctors of. Are on that educational level, but that's interesting to me. I do think it has to go. It goes back to wiring. I don't think it's necessary. I think you're partially true. I think to some extent, for some of those in this demographic, I think that may be why it may be a self-medicating thing. But for others, I think I'm experimenting. I'm just being open. I think I just think that's what's going on. Anyway, finally, Muskegon Heights Hotel is being rebranded. The former Red Roof Inn on Seaway Drive converting to a Days Inn. Now, the hotel initially opened as a Days Inn back in 1977. Hotel remained open during renovations. You see this a lot now. I noticed this with The Ramada Inns have been converting to some other. I can't remember. I know that's happening in Grand Rapids. I know a Holiday Inn off of Ann Street became like the Riverside Hotel or something.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the Hiltons are being rebranded. Some of the Hilton hotels are being rebranded. It's interesting what these chains will do to try and jack up their customers and to kind of get more business. I find that fascinating. Let's be a Days Inn. I know that the Holiday Inn downtown Grand Rapids used to be a Days Inn, and then it became a Holiday Inn. So
we have a hotel stay coming up.
Yeah.
Thursday night we're going to be staying in Detroit. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, that's right.
So Friday
you got
have the day off.
That's right. I get another short week, which is good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And who are you going to see?
ELO.
ELO.
Can't wait. Been stoked, dude. You know what? Here's the thing. Let's say I'm walking down the street, and through the door on the right was the Pope, and the door on the left was ELO. I'm taking a left. You know what I mean? This is a lifelong dream for me to go see ELO.
And that's a weird. I mean, it's a weird.
I love ELO.
Here's the thing: I like ELO.
Yep.
You showed me a concert that you had recorded, and at first, this was I think a year or so ago.
No, it was just it was in the last year. You stopped over, right?
Yeah.
And I showed you a little clip.
I stopped over.
Yeah. Okay.
Showed me a clip of this, and it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I was super impressed with it. I'm like, oh my god, this was. So there are it's an odd thing to for that to be like a bucket list item for. Oh, I want to see in concert ELO because it's not the band that comes to mind. No. But I would say this: I would rather see ELO than see the Stones.
Really?
I would rather see ELO than see Guns N' Roses again.
Yeah.
I'd rather see ELO than see. You two put on a good show, so
yeah, I've seen you two though. I've seen them.
Yeah, but ELO, that's a good for you. I don't know. Like I said, I don't buy tickets to concerts.
Yeah, this one was steep.
Somebody gave me. Yeah, I can imagine.
It was steep. Yeah. But, the thing here's the thing. Here's why it was so steep. Jeff Lynne has not played in the United States in 35 years.
Okay, then.
Okay. So, and he's doing 10 shows across the entire country this summer. That's right. It. So when the tickets went on sale, all the ticket resellers bought almost everything for the whole tour. And you had to go to a StubHub or you had to go to something along that line to get your tickets. And, it's like, what do I do? And
well, I do got to break into the retirement
fund. We buy tickets to something maybe once a year. Mm-hmm. So for us to buy a premium ticket once a year, okay, we can do that.
Now, is Cindy really into ELO, or is this more of an Andy trip?
I mean, she'll enjoy the show. I mean, she'll really, really like the show, and she likes the music and everything, but she's not like me.
She's not really super gung-ho. So this is more
after
of
the show she will be, but she just doesn't respond to music and that kind of stuff like I do.
Yeah, I'm the same way with that. Like, it's weird. All the times I spent, as a DJ, and I like music, but I'm not a huge fan. Like, I'm not a big guy going to concerts. I've never been. I've enjoyed some good concerts.
Right.
But it's not something I'm passionate. I'm not passionate about most music.
But
so
you did get the high five Chuck Negron.
Chuck Negron, that's right.
Dude, how do you top that?
I don't know. Other than interviewing the drummer from Creed, my brushes with greatness wide and vast. Sports. Let's get into it. Tigers the Tigers won. Where's my? Oh, here we go. Forgot where my sports was. Tigers beat Minnesota. They're now only 20 games under 500, 4-2. Cubs win. They beat the Nats 4-3, and the Lions dropped their preseason opener on Friday night. They lose to the Raiders 16-10. Stafford didn't play. Nobody got injured for Detroit, so that's what you take away from the preseason. I hope nobody gets hurt and just get ready for September. So that's sports.
Throwing a win for Kevin Harvick at MIS yesterday as well, too.
There you go. Well, you want me to start doing NASCAR? I'll start doing NASCAR.
No, that's again. Okay. Just as long as they're in Michigan, we'll throw in a plug for Kevin Harvick.
All right.
Talk to you tomorrow.